Live. So we're live now. Um, let me get everything straight, and then we'll go right into it. Here, my man, Mr. William Graves. What's going on, brother?
Testing. 1, 2. Testing.
Sound good, man. You sound good.
All right. Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't expect us to be back up and rolling this soon.
Man, we got
Because, man, look, I've been seeing lots of footage, lots of pictures, lots of video from there in Florida, and man, um, Fort Myers just about got wiped off the map. That
well,
that was
yeah.
that was not even funny.
Nah, man. It's that's the one thing with these hurricanes, man. That for those, because this is Florida, and a lot of our housing development and stuff like that is right on the coast. We got the Barrier Islands, out there in Fort Myers, and we have our own Barrier Islands here in the Tampa Bay area, Clearwater Beach, Indian Rock Beach, Madeira Beach, St. Pete Beach, and if something like that was the road through what you see in Fort Myers, and Fort Myers Beach would pretty much be what you see here locally. If that storm would have just kept jogging north before it made its turn, it would have been somewhere similar to that. So um, it's a tough situation. Knowing that that could have been us. You breathe a sigh of relief because it wasn't, but you still feel bad for all those people that was in Fort Myers and Venice and Cape, Punta Gorda and all that. They've been through it. Hurricane Charlie back in, I think it was 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. Went through that same, pretty much the same track. It was a smaller, more compact hurricane. wasn't as big as Ian, but they've been here. I can remember driving through after that, because again, I have family in Fort Myers, so I used to go down there, to see my family, and on those trips down to Fort Myers, you could see you where it was normally like cow pasture fields and stuff like that. It was a whole like cubicle city that was just pretty much set up. People was living out of cubicles, and
Hmm.
it was there for quite some time, maybe a few years before they got everybody placed and houses were rebuilt and stuff like that. But the damage that we seen over on the Barrier Islands down there, Fort Myers Beach and all that, man. That's listen. Um, it's not gonna look the same. Like I'm not saying it's not uninhabitable, but there's a lot of rebuilding that's
It,
gonna be done. The roadways are pretty much destroyed. You can't get
uh-huh.
on the islands. People that's on the islands can't get off the islands. I mean, I'm pretty sure they figured out, they've got them off the island. But what I'm saying is they're not accessible by road at the moment, and they won't be until they get the roads fixed. The only problem
Hmm.
is the only problem with the roads is those roads were sitting on little islands that was leading them to the main bridges that took them to the bridges itself. Structurally, they're still standing, but
Mm,
the
okay.
the islands was washed out. So the approaches to the bridges all collapsed and failed. They got to rebuild those roads. They got to rebuild those islands to get the gravel and the asphalt back to rebuild the roads because those islands are now sitting, pretty much in the water, like gone. So
Yeah.
they
Well,
got to
no.
figure out, if they're gonna rebuild the roads, you got to get sand pumped back in, and you got to fight the currents of the tides doing all this stuff. So it's gonna be,
Hmm.
it's gonna be interesting. This kind of my job, my field of work. I work on the water, um, so I'm kind of interested to see how they attack this because, in the past we've seen them actually, when they dig those trenches for the shipping channels and stuff like that, they go in, they dredge them out, they just remove dirt and pump it to another spot. So what I'm thinking may end
Hmm.
up happening is they may end up doing that to rebuild those uh those little islands to rebuild the roadway. They're gonna have to figure out a creative way to get that sand pumped back into those areas and get that sand to actually stay where you may actually see maybe like a seawall go in. So
Mm.
that next time, the seawall is there to protect it from being washed out again. I don't know. It's something like that would probably end up happening, but you know, um, it's crazy to see the pictures and things like that, and
Hmm.
then the rivers down there are over flooded, and part of I-75 South both ways shut down because after the storm passed, all that water had to go somewhere, and the river literally flooded to the point where the interstate was underwater. So
Mm.
um, that was last weekend. This past weekend, maybe they receded enough for them to open it. But if you wanted to get to that area, you literally had to go across the state, down through Miami, Fort Lauderdale, back in through Alligator Alley, and up back into through
Hmm.
Naples to get back. And for people that's need help, you got a lot of linemen, going down there to kind of restore power and all that. Uh, that's tough when there's only one way in now because the interstate is shut down, and you got to add another three hours on your trip to get to this spot,
Yep.
back to this spot. So
Well, and you know as well as I do that I mean that interstate that runs right there by Alligator Alley. That ain't no fun trip.
oh
Never
no,
has been, never will be.
no, it's actually if you're driving it at nighttime, it's actually you get up you get up some good speeds at night. Just don't get pulled over. But it is
Yep.
dark. It is dark out there at night going across Alligator Alley,
Hmm.
man. It's
Oh yeah.
back in the days
Yeah.
before they put the fencing up, at any point
Hmm.
you could run across an alligator trying to get across the street, but they fenced it all off, so you don't get that a whole lot anymore. But they still there. They still there. Definitely. I mean, it's the Everglades,
Oh
so
yeah. Yeah. They haven't got nowhere.
no.
Believe me, and especially since this hurricane came through, I'm pretty sure that they in some places that they normally wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, I saw a couple of videos, where somebody was in their house. They was in the first floor of their house was flooded. They was on the staircase, and it was a little. I don't know how big the fish was, but it was like a snook that was swimming through their living room, and it was probably about 20 inches, 2 feet long, somewhere around there. Pretty nice size snook, and it's just swimming through their kitchen and through their front, first floor of the house, and then you seen other pictures. video where people were videotaping the rising waters, and there's freaking sharks swimming throughout, right in the middle of the street. You had sharks swimming because the
Mhm.
water hadn't came in so high. I just saw a
Yep.
video today of Jim Cantore. Everybody knows who Jim Cantore is. He's the world famous storm chaser for the Weather Channel. So when originally the storm was supposed to, either direct hit or come close to the Tampa Bay area. So Jim Cantore was spotted on Clearwater Beach. And
Yep.
and I was like, oh crap, he's on Clearwater Beach. I'm like 20, 30 minutes away from Clearwater Beach. We in trouble.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, when it came, when the hurricane came off of Cuba, it was already jogging north. It wasn't supposed to jog due north that fast. So I'm like, it's getting ready to turn. It's finna turn because it's already going north. And it wasn't supposed to go due north for maybe a whole nother day. So
Mhm.
I'm like, this thing getting ready to turn. And like the next day, uh, Jim Cantore, or maybe the day after, maybe 2 days later, Cantore was spotted down in Fort Myers. So I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
this man here is just he's a storm chaser. So I seen the video of him.
Mhm.
He's down in Fort Myers. They got the eye of the storm. This dude standing in the middle of the street.
Yep.
Everybody seen the video of the guy with the American flag, long hair, and he's in the road, doing this thing. Cantore was like standing in the middle of this road in between these two buildings, major wind tunnel, obviously, and he's just standing there. This wind is whipping. I'm talking, it's probably blowing
Mhm.
110 plus at this point. And this tree branch came flying down the street and smacked him in the leg. I say, eventually he was gonna get tapped. I'm pretty sure he didn't got hit before, but you get a tree branch that's flying through the air,
Mhm.
in 110 mile an hour wind, and it pop you in the leg. So he almost,
It's gonna hurt.
he
It's
almost
gonna hurt
fell.
if you don't break some bones.
Yeah, he almost fell on the ground. He caught his balance, and then when he caught his balance, he started walking, back, behind the buildings where the wind wasn't so hard. And man, the wind is like the gusts. It just cranked up. Seemed like it cranked up like another 20, 30 miles per hour. And dude, I was
Right.
like, it was blowing so hard. This man, he was like just fighting to hold himself in the place from not getting blown away. I say, this dude here crazy, man. I'm a little weather
Oh,
nerd.
he is.
I'm a weather nerd myself, but the whole storm chasing thing, man, I'm not. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to
No.
look. I'm not going to look for hurricanes. I'm just not. Hurricanes, tornadoes, however you want to cut it. I'm not going to look for 'em. I'm just, I'm not doing that. So,
Nah, shoot, I don't blame you.
but
So
uh
we,
before we move on, because we want to get into this Bucks Kansas City game, like really in depth of this game before we get
oh,
Boss Hog Sean Naylor on here to talk about the week 2 fantasy football starts and sits. So again, before we move on, just thoughts and prayers out to everybody down there in South Florida. I was happy to
yes, absolutely.
I was happy to talk to my family, and everything's good with them. Surprisingly, the house they was in didn't suffer a whole lot of damage, so everything is good there. But for a lot of people, this is a life changing experience. So got to be grateful for you know what you got, because it could be all going in the blink of an eye, as you all seen with this storm. So yeah, man. But let's get into it. let's get into it because this past week, myself and a lot of other people that are Buccaneer fans, there's been a lot of speculation that you know our defense had improved. I'm not saying it hadn't improved, but um, what I always said was, let's wait till we play a formidable offensive opponent where we're being challenged from sideline to sideline and all the way downfield 30, 40, 50 yards. Let's see what they can do. And
Hmm.
we went into this game, we was 2-1. Defensively, up to that point they was playing good football. And offensively, things was a struggle a little bit. We couldn't muster a whole lot of offense. We had a lot of guys down, a lot of guys injured, and for the most part, it was a struggle. Um, but who all thought that it would look like this? And I know, the game ended up being a 10-point loss. But if you watch that game, if we would have had any type of offensive burst and made that game close, Kansas City would have just went and scored again. That's what it to me. That's what it felt like. Kansas City could do anything they want with the football.
Man,
And
look, Debo, this is something that we have been saying. We have almost literally been preaching since I even started on this show,
yeah,
and that is defense wins championships.
yeah,
Okay, you go back, you look at our first Super Bowl win.
hmm
We didn't have a high powered offense. We had an okay offense,
it was good
but
enough.
it wasn't high powered.
Yeah,
It was a manageable offense. We didn't have Tom Brady. We had Brad Johnson. We didn't have Mike Evans. We had Keyshawn Johnson. We didn't have Chris Godwin. We had Joe Vicious. We
yeah.
didn't have Rob Gronkowski. We had
Ken
who was that?
Ken Dilger,
He
or however you say his name, Ken Dilger. He
okay.
actually came in from I actually like that pickup when they brought him in because he came in from Indianapolis because he was paid man tight end for a long time and he
Hmm.
was a productive tight
Okay.
end. I like that
Oh,
move when they brought him in. Um, but your point is we didn't have all pro guys. The only couple all pros we had was uh Keyshawn and Keenan
hmm.
McCardell. Everybody else were just great
They
at
they were
their
ser- they
roles,
were
good
they were
role players.
serviceable players,
Yeah,
is what they were. I mean, honestly, who was our running back then? Was it Pittman?
yeah. It was Michael Pittman. And
Okay,
Mike Allstott,
okay.
And Michael Pittman.
Oh, okay. Mike Allstott and Michael Pittman.
Yeah,
Okay, we have Leonard Fournette, and we have a couple of other serviceable guys. But this is my point, and this is the point I was trying to make to you in the chat room, that I saw, or I have seen our defense play better than what they did on Sunday night. I don't even know what that was. That was some Swiss cheese defense on Sunday night. That's exactly what that was.
I think Andy Reid
Mi-
and Patrick Mahomes. Listen, uh, a lot of people they don't realize going into that Super Bowl, the Chiefs were down four offensive linemen, and
Yes, yes, they were.
we took advantage of that. Obviously, you have to take advantage of that when you got a team you got coming in and they're down, so many guys. Hey, that's what you do. You take advantage of it. But here's the thing.
Well, now don't forget Patrick Mahomes was hurt too.
Yeah, you're
He
right.
he had broke his toe or something like that.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, it's only a broken toe, but hey, you break your toe, and you let me know how well you can move around.
yeah. It's not gonna be pretty. I tell you that. Trying to move around with a broken toe. So the Chiefs was playing that Super Bowl. They was the walking wounded. They was the walking wounded. We came in, fairly healthy. We didn't have any big time injuries or guys, playing hurt. Now this is the NFL. Guys play hurt all the time. But at that time of the year, we were really healthy. We were really healthy. We went in at a Super Bowl. We did what we did. Now, it's the Super Bowl, and the defensive effort was, if you're a good defense, your team come in, understaffed, undermanned. You take advantage of that, and that's what they did.
Yes.
This time around, we're the injured team. Well, defensively, we were pretty healthy. We weren't that injured on defense. Offense was where all the injuries are. Kansas City comes in, they're healthy now. Kansas City came in, and I guarantee you, they came in with a point to prove because they
Hmm.
did that Super Bowl loss. Then you never get over those. You never get over those. So that loss is still sitting there in the back of their mind. They were that close. They knew how injured they were. They knew how hurt they were. So they came into this game with a point to prove that, hey, let's see what you can do now with us completely healthy. And dude, if the indication what happened this past Sunday with the Kansas City Chiefs completely healthy, um, is in the indication of what we have going forward as a defense. I know everybody not Patrick Mahomes, but Andy Reid is one of the best offensive play callers that we've ever seen in the game. And,
Yep.
without Tyreek Hill, and this is without Tyreek Hill. Without Tyreek Hill, people were saying, oh, Kansas City, they're gonna fall off, they're not gonna be as explosive on offense, yada yada yada. I kept telling people, you forget before Tyreek Hill became who he is as a wide receiver because it took some time because Tyreek Hill wasn't real polished at the wide receiver. He just was a joker that had a whole gang of speed, and you just knew you had to get the ball in his hand. Tyreek Hill worked hard to become a legitimate NFL receiver and not just a gimmick guy. Now he's a legitimate NFL receiver.
Tyreek Hill is one of the hardest workers in the NFL.
Yeah,
There's no doubt.
yeah. So I told people though before Tyreek Hill became who he was, Travis Kelsey was the man. Don't sleep on Kelsey. That dude is still good. They just ain't use him as much because Hill obviously there you got the playmaking ability of Hill. So Kelsey this season has been unstoppable, unguardable the whole season. And he's back to the Travis Kelsey we saw years ago before Tyreek Hill came in the picture. A great tight end is a quarterback's best friend. Ask Grunk and Brady. Brady would love to have somebody like Travis Kelsey in his back pocket to where you get in trouble. That guy, he's gonna get open. Even if he's not open, if the ball touches hands, he's gonna catch it. Uh, the Chiefs did a great job of mixing things up. They kept the defense off balance the whole night, and they took the effectiveness of their passing game is what got the running game going. They ran for almost 200 yards, folks, and it's been about 4 years since we've seen a running back run for that many yards, or what a team run for that many yards on the Buccaneers. We've been really good, and I know this past off season, guys like JPP and Sue were not brought back, but you know what? That shouldn't be a reason for. Eventually, you're gonna have to move on from those dudes. JPP is being injured. I mean, he still played almost every snap, injured, but uh, that costs money. Sue is a businessman. He's his own agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coming back for anything less than what he feels like is fair for him. Bucks was like, you know what? We, you know, people don't realize we're in like a little salary cap situation, and we had to
Oh,
make
yep.
we had to make decisions this past off season on who we wanted to bring back and who we wanted to move forward, part of ways from. JPP and Sue was really salary cap casualties. We couldn't bring them back at the price tag that they played under last season. That was just impossible to do. And as you see, JPP just signed with the Baltimore Ravens. And
Uh-huh.
I wish that guy the best of luck. He's one of the hardest workers in the league. And
Yep.
that guy shows up every week, injured or not. He don't make excuses. You need those type of guys on your team. But again, there's a salary cap. And JPP
Mm-hmm.
is a vested veteran. You you can't vested veterans get nearly $1 million base salary. So, and JPP ain't playing for $1 million base salary. That dude's gonna ask for what his value is on the market as a
Mm-hmm.
starter, on the defense. So you couldn't bring those guys back. But at the same time, not bringing those guys back, you got guys like Devin White, who's the middle linebacker, who benefits the most for having a stout defense line up front. We saw with the Ravens with Ray Lewis when he had Tony Saragusa and Sam Adams in front of him. You could never get to Ray Lewis because you was more worried about those dudes. They had two guys occupied, so Ray Lewis was able to flow freely and make plays. But here's the difference. And I hate to do this. I hate to do this, Bucks fans, but I'm finna be real. William Graves can attest to what I'm gonna say. I've been saying this for, let's see, this is what, Devin White, third year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been saying this since we drafted Devin White because I saw him play at LSU, and if you watch his highlight package, that they showed on draft night, middle linebackers in the 3-4 defense, they have to be thumpers. It's great to
Yep.
have an athletic guy, but you need a guy that's not afraid to take on blocks. Because sometimes as a linebacker, your job is to just go in there, blow up the hole, let your other guys come in and clean up. But if you see that run coming, you just go in there. You're not really going in there to make the tackle. You're just going in there to cause destruction. Go blow it up, and then let your teammates clean up. I've been watching Devin White. Devin White is a superior athlete, fast. His side to side quickness is up at the top of the league for a middle linebacker. But his problem to me, and a lot of y'all might not see it, but his problem to me is he tries to use his athletic ability too many times to get around blocks. Well, while you trying to use your athleticism to get around blocks, this ain't college. So these NFL all pro linemen, they're just gonna wash you out. Whichever way you go, they're just gonna wash you out. You're already doing their job for them because you're not even initiating the contact. You don't even want to take them on head on. So now,
Mm-hmm.
as you're trying to dodge or move around them and use your speed, they're just washing you out of the play. So now The middle is open. The middle is wide open now, and this whole season we're getting ate up the gut. Vita Vea is, he's taking on the double teams, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if Vita Vea is eating up the double teams, somebody else got to step up and make the play in the run game. Nobody else is stepping up. I'm not gonna point the finger at the rookie Joe Tryon. I never can't say this dude name right.
I thought it was like Tyron or Tryon
Tryon
or
or however.
something like that.
Yeah, I
You know
can't
what? When
pronounce
Boss
his
Hog
name.
gets on, we'll have to ask him because this man.
He's pretty good at
That
pronouncing names.
yeah,
So
that he is. But the thing is, Debo, is that see you're proving my point on what I on a lot of things that I have been saying about this defense. Here's the thing: we have a good defense, but the fact of the matter is that we're getting exposed.
yeah,
We're getting exposed. We're getting exposed on our weaknesses. Now, Devin White. Look, everything you just said is true about Devin White, and Devin White happens to be one of my favorite linebackers in the league.
yeah,
But with that being said, until we get that type of defense where Devin White can go back to being Devin White, he he has got to figure out another way to get to those people and everything and be what you just called that thumper. And you know what? And hopefully that will propel his game more. So when we do get that, when we do get those players that can hopefully step up in those spots where JPP and the Dominican Sue left
yeah,
and everything, then you know we're going to, how do I want to put this? We're going to be just that much better because then Devin White hopefully is going to figure out several different ways to get to that player, to that quarterback, go through and just blow up the line and let the other guys come in
hmm
um, for uh, for what we call cleanup duty and everything like that. But right now we don't have those players. Like you said, you have Vita Vea uh, eating up two blockers. You have Joe that is he's a rookie. Okay,
yeah,
he you can't, regardless if he's a first round draft pick or not. You can't expect a guy to come in first year and know everything about the defense he's walking into. It's just not going to happen.
yeah,
Don't care who you are. Don't care anything about it. Okay, that's just like expecting a quarterback to come in and know everything about that offense his first year. Not Peyton Manning didn't even do it.
no,
Right, his first year, he threw uh, he threw so many interceptions. It wasn't even funny. Okay, but my point is that as you go through this year and you're learning that playbook, because look, you're always learning different stuff about that playbook, especially your first year. Next year could be a different story. Okay, but also next year we're also going to have a new number one draft pick in in our list.
yeah,
Okay, and the same thing. It's going to be a constant turnover until we get it right. Okay, and so When I say we have a good defense, we do have a good defense. I've seen them play good. I seen them, regardless if we lost to Green Bay or not. When you hold Aaron Rodgers to 14 points, that's something. Okay, don't care what anybody says. That is something. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is the reigning MVP of the league. Okay, but this is why I was so mad about that sloppy play on Sunday night. Yes, it is a healthy Chiefs defense, or I'm sorry, it's a healthy Chiefs team. Yes, Andy Reid is one of the best play callers in the league. Give the Chiefs their dues. But when you have missed coverages, when you have blown tackles, when you have Patrick Mahomes making you look like a little league junior rocket football team, that I'm sorry, that's unacceptable to me.
They had
Okay,
Mahomes was out there throwing underhand
man,
passes. He was doing
did you see that pass though?
yeah, he was doing sandlot football type of stuff out there.
Man, this dude looked like he was out in the backyard. Yeah, I mean, just slinging the ball wherever.
Yeah.
Man, we cannot. I repeat to you, we cannot let people do this. And Debo, our schedule is, but it's not an easy schedule. We have one of the seventh hardest schedules in the league. Now, next week we play Atlanta. Do I think we should beat Atlanta? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, Atlanta doesn't have a good team. They don't. Okay, but if we can go out there and play like that, Marcus Mariota about to run all over us.
He's not been bad for the Falcons. The Falcons have been surprisingly very competitive early on in the season. And Mariota has not been terrible. He is what he is. He's a guy that's gonna keep you in the game. He won't lose it. But he's Atlanta's been better this season. They've played harder. I like when they actually decide that they want to play defense and bring pressure on the quarterback. They do a good job of doing that as well. So, um, I think should be great from a standpoint of just
Now, I do want to bring up something to you, and it's
go ahead.
something that you pointed out in the game. Um, who was it? Carl Nassib? Yeah, Carl Nassib. During the first, I believe it was the first half of the game, was wearing 93, and then when he came back out, he was wearing 94 and everything. What what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I caught that. I'm not sure if it was the first, if he, switched it in the first half. I just noticed he had 94 in the second half. I know the first game that NASA played after coming back, re-signing, he had 93, and he played with that for a few weeks, and then this past week he was wearing 94. There's been a lot of speculation, and I'm gonna just call it speculation because I haven't heard anything confirming this, but just from the chatter and all of the rooms and stuff like that, um, quite possibly that the Bucks may be looking at into bringing Sue back into the picture. Because of all the injuries and stuff that they've dealt with on the defensive line and seeing how vulnerable they are against the run is not a good thing because if you can't stop the run, then you really can't stop nothing because you're not going to make anybody a one dimensional team if you can't stop something. So, Um,
Hmm.
you know,
Well, I mean, Cole Beasley. I don't know how much he was making, but he just retired today. I don't know how much that saves us on our salary cap and
he was
everything
only
and
he
all
was
that.
only here like
But
2 weeks.
I I mean, this is my thing. If Sue comes back, Sue is coming. Sue is not coming back for the money. Okay, Sue. If Sue comes back, Sue is expecting to win another ring. Plain, pure, and simple. And really, anybody that we bring in at this point, we're gonna have to bring them in on a cap friendly deal because and I mean maybe we can sign them to a 2 or 3 year deal and maybe backload them some money, but at the here and now and everything, we yeah, man, look, if Sue wants to come back, I mean that's cool, that's great. We can use the help, but with the salary cap the way it is, he's going to have to want to come back, not for the money, but to win another ring.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna have to, man. I mean, when you look at it, um, when you look at the way the game was played and stuff, he definitely got to go back to the drawing board and figure out some stuff because that was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I can't remember the word. It was on the tip of my tongue, but it was a big deal. So we'll see. But yeah, let's see. Hmm.
Uh, so, um, I got got another little question for you. As far as what you see us going forward, what what kind of record actually think we can do you think we're gonna have?
Uh, that I don't know. That is a tricky one. I'm not sure what uh we'll have.
Because I mean, honestly, right now, just looking at our schedule and everything, because I mean, they're definitely going to tweak some things, and hopefully they're going to fix their mistakes from the Kansas City game. But honestly, and this ain't necessarily a bad record going forward, but honestly, I see us being 11-6.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So to me, it's just one of them things where you go, uh, I just got a message from one of my basketball brothers. So, real quick, let me read this to you guys. Anthony Davis injured his foot and not playing today, and he also has low back uh, tightness. So, already starting the season off on a good note. AB or AD, or however you want to.
Oh, now, wait. Now, what are we talking about?
Anthony Davis. He was injured again, not playing today. This is NBA, and he has a low back tightness. And it says under that, why are we watching the Lakers every day? They suck. I'm not a Lakers fan, so it doesn't matter to me. But it is what it is. I tell you what we're gonna do, though. We're gonna let's take a quick break and then we'll come back. We'll continue this conversation here on the other side. I got something in my eye I got to get out. But we'll be back after this, man. This is Rat Pat Sports Show live. We will be back. All right. We are back. We are live. Rat Pack Sports Show live. Rat Pack Radio. WRPR back in the building another week. Bring you the best there is in sports talk, entertainment here live. Rat Pack Sports Shows streaming live right now on Twitch. We're streaming live on Facebook. Rat Pack Sports Show, both group and like page. We're streaming on Bucks Life News as well. And I think I missed one, but it's all right. Um, but we're here, and before we go, we got a few comments. Got a buddy of mine that's tuning in on YouTube, so he made a few comments on conversation that we were having about the Bucks defense, and he made some statements that make a lot of sense, and I just start with his first comment. First comment was about Patrick Mahomes. Said he was carving the Bucks secondary up like Thanksgiving turkey. I think me and William Graves both can agree on that. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Bucks secondary because that's a big, conversation here. And being in a few, Buccaneer groups, you talk to quite a, bit of people, and there's some people in these groups that, you know, think they're always right when it comes to defense and you know secondary being the main issue. And I can tell you right now, I haven't heard from a few people since that Kansas City Chiefs game because they're vested a little bit into the you know Buccaneer secondary. So wasn't the game for them to run their mouths. But he also said no JPP and Sue equals no pressure at the line at all. Yes and no. I see the young guy getting pressure, but he's just not, finishing the play. He's not getting the quarterback on the ground. And I think he is so fast and so quick. Sometimes he gets upfield a little bit too fast, and that causes, passing lanes and running lanes to open up. So, with his experience, some of that stuff will fine tune itself with more, experience, on the field. He was a rookie last year, didn't play a whole lot. Now he's getting the bulk of his playing time now. So to me, I consider right now for him his, rookie season. His next comment was, Aaron Rodgers is the man, but he has no receivers to throw to this year. Agree. But Aaron Rodgers is still making it happen. So you can't count them out just because they don't have any, prominent receivers. They got a couple guys that weren't healthy, when they played the Buccaneers in the last few weeks. Those guys have been back and making plays. So one guy that kind of used the Bucks game to kind of showcase his name. He was another rookie. I probably should get these guys' names before I start running my mouth and talking trash. But since I have a computer screen right in front of me, I can just go and look at this computer screen and see what's up. But the Green Bay Packers in 2022, they made a few draft choices at the wide receiver position. One of them was Christian Watson. He wasn't healthy. He didn't play against the Bucks. And the one guy who did play against the Bucks kind of had a coming out party against us, and that was Romeo Dobbs. And last week I watched the Packers play last week, and Dobbs was involved again in the play, and learning to finish on his own. So Dobbs played well last week, made some real clutch catches. Watson came back next week. He's the speed burner that they use to go down the sideline and run the guys off. So agree with Mike on this s- statement here about Rodgers having no receivers to throw to. Rodgers is used to that. He's made a whole career of just throwing to a guy. So next comment was, I believe if they get better as the season progresses, because Aaron Rodgers is that good. Yeah, yeah, he's still talking about the Green Bay Packers, and his next comment was directed towards the NBA. So he says Anthony Davis is softer than Cotton. Yeah, I can't argue that because the guy's been injured every year. So, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, many years ago, here live on the Rat Pat Sports Show, myself, William Graves, Boss Hog, Sean Naylor, we had a little contest, right? Well, everybody bought a bottle of kombucha tea, and we all drunk the bottle of kombucha tea live on the radio.
Oh, good God.
William already. William and Boss Hog don't have a taste for this stuff, but uh to me it don't taste that bad. It actually tastes pretty good, but they absolutely hate it. They will probably never do that
No,
again. But
well, no. I actually tried another one, and it actually it, it wasn't that bad. I don't. Like I said, if I had to drink a kombucha tea, it would probably be that one, but it was the watermelon flavor.
man, listen. Since then, I've been drinking these bottles of kombucha tea like you know every week I go to the store, and when I go shopping with my wife, I grab a bottle. Now I've drunk different brands of this stuff, and if you're watching on the video stream, I'm holding a bottle of kombucha tea in my hand, and this is the Synergy brand. I think, yeah, the Synergy brand. So the flavor I'm drinking right now is ginger aid. So I guess it's ginger and whatever else is in it. This stuff is very good, very very healthy for you. By the way, if you're into the probiotics and the gut health and stuff like that, this stuff is 9 billion with the B, living probiotic cultures. So if you understand what that means, you're a health nut and you're into to this stuff, man. This is good stuff to have. There's one, and I'll drink that normally if I'm like, got an upset stomach or something like that. I'll drink it, and within about 15, 20 minutes, uh, my upset stomach is gone. This is me. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. This is not kombucha. Hey, we're not there yet. We're not there yet to the point where we can do ads right in the middle of the show. We're not there yet, but this stuff is good. I'll show it to you guys. That stuff is good. Really good. William, he drunk some of it, but at the end of the day, uh, him and Boss Hog don't have a taste for it, man. Um, which is okay.
No.
It's a special taste. It's kind of like somebody who drunk liquor all their life, and then somebody say, "Hey, have this beer," and you're like, "Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. I
Yeah,
don't like the taste." It's
yeah. Well. That would be me also. I don't do beer.
Yeah, we know, Mister Bob. I was so I was so tipsy on the air, I fell asleep with Nicky Buckets when y'all was in Vegas.
man, man, no, look, man, to this
Actually,
day,
he didn't fall
I,
asleep, folks. He was he
man,
was he was tipsy. I'll just put it like that. My man William Graves was tipsy. My man was feeling good, and in the middle of the segment on the show, that bear must have hit him because he started looking crazy, and I was like, "Dude, you all right? You just kind of you looked uncomfortable, and then you just disappeared."
oh man,
You
dude,
know?
like I said, I don't, man, look, I don't know what that was.
Oh boy.
To this day, I could not tell you. All I know is I was sitting there, and I just started feeling horrible. I mean, it wasn't like I had to throw up or anything.
Oh,
I just felt like complete crap. And man, I'm sitting there trying to get through the show, and I was like, man, look, I can't do this. Uh, it was that was horrible, man.
so
I
I'm gonna
I
give
mean,
I'm gonna give y'all
maybe it
an
was
example.
alcohol poisoning.
I asked William
I mean,
because I saw the look on my guy's face. I saw the look on his face, and I was asking. I said, "Dude, you all right, bro? You all right? Because you don't look all right, man. You don't look all right." He was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." But I'm gonna give you guys an example. Since I got the camera on me right now, I'm gonna give you guys an example of what of what my man William looked like. All right, so let me get comfortable because you was kind of like lean back. You had that lean back look in your wherever you was sitting at on the couch or whatnot. So I got to get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. You about to get taken to school on reenactments. Okay, I got to take my headphones off too because I got to simulate, everything he was doing. Pay attention.
oh shit.
So I'm looking left and right because Nicholas Lane was also they was in Vegas together, and Nicholas Lane was in the room, so he kept like glancing up, looking at Nicky Buckets, and he just he had this look on his face.
See, man, you ain't right. How you gonna call me out like that?
My man was out of there. So I see my man William Graves looking like this. I had to check on him, make sure he was all right. So he was good, and then my man just disappeared, and he never came back. So Nicholas ended up, hanging out with us the rest of the night. And Nicky Buckets was like, I don't know where he went. He just got up and walked out of the room. I don't know where he's at. My man was either whatever you was drinking hit you late and it caught you off guard, or
It most certainly did. It most certainly did. That was man. That was man. I don't know. Like uh, maybe some alcohol poisoning, something like that. But man, really and honestly, that drink that we had um at that bar and everything, it really wasn't that strong.
Yeah. You might have not thought it was that strong because they did such a good job of putting that flavor in it to match the alcohol
Oh,
content.
they did. They, I mean, it was all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the Rat Pack Sports Show where we kind of going in the left field, but we'll jump back into the sports talk because we ain't done with the Buccaneers, especially they secondary. But um, you know,
Swiss cheese.
I tell you what, when my experience I had where normally when I'm drinking, no matter how tipsy I get or if I'm like real drunk, I can always remember like what I did that night. It was just one night where I went out drinking. I wasn't driving, responsible. I wasn't driving, and got home, woke up the next morning, and don't even remember coming home. Don't even remember coming home. I was still asleep, fully clothed. Uh, don't even remember what I did. The people I was with said I didn't get crazy or have a hangover moment or nothing like that. But um, didn't know. And this is one of the nights where I know for a fact I didn't drink that much. And I'm like, dude, what did I have that I normally don't drink? And that night specifically, uh I had Fireball. And everything else I was drinking was, I had a few bottles of beer. Uh and I ran back to a friend of mine car because they had like Goldschlager and Grey Goose and all of that stuff in the trunk. So we was running in and out of the building, taking little small shots. But bro, I've drunk more than that before and not even felt it. But this here, I said, must had to be the Fireball. Had to be in the Fireball because that's the only thing different that I, drunk outside of what I normally drink. And that probably did it. So I don't do the Fireball. I don't drink the Fireball no more. So speaking of Fireball, Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary. Uh, again, Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid. They did a great job of being creative with their playbook. And now because Tyreek Hill isn't there, they could be even more creative and more unpredictable, with their offense and Patrick Mahomes don't have to always key in on or try to force the ball to Tyreek Hill throwing a deep play. Now they can concentrate on just moving the chains, you know, being efficient. And try to tell some people you may see Patrick Mahomes have one of his better years because he's not trying to force the ball to one person. He's literally, um, just distributing the ball evenly amongst, everybody. So they did a good job of just keeping our defense off balance. And uh, I'm gonna say this as long as I can, and I don't care who agree with me on this. It doesn't even matter. I don't rode the plank, uh, alone. So it doesn't matter for me for my opinion to be different or than somebody else's because I do a lot of homework on this stuff. So um as a defense, if it's third and long, and the coach he dials up a blitz and they have a running back in the backfield, whose responsibility is that to take that running back? It's the closest linebacker. So whether it's the middle linebacker that's the closest or the outside linebacker that's the closest, Uh, your job is to make sure those guys are taken care of and accounted for. On the defense. Well, none of that happened. So, um, it was a mess from a defensive standpoint. Guys was running open the whole night. We looked kind of lost out there on the field, and as I said earlier, if the Chiefs wanted to continue to score, they could have. I think they took the reins off and just relax because that was crazy. That was crazy. But take my squig of kombucha. This ginger, this ginger flavor is strong, boy, very strong. But you know, um, they just kept us off balance. And Patrick Mahomes is a All Pro quarterback. He's not. He's not Dak Prescott. He's not Cooper Rush. He's not. Who have we played so far? Mike. No, not Mike Vrabel. Jeez, I can't remember his name now. Mm, why can't I remember his name? Um, yeah, it slipped my mind. I cannot remember this player's name. That's on the tip of my tongue. Shoot, forget it. But they kept us off balance, and the running game for the Chiefs benefited from all the movement and all the manipulation of the defense on the pre-snap reads, and you got a healthy Mahomes who's probably a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the league, and he has weapons now. He can just spread the ball out and leave it at that. But man, yeah, it's one of them deals where you just gotta roll with it. But the Chiefs definitely came and play, and I believe they caught the Bucks off guard, and they never was able to, you know, reestablish what they had going on. So, um, you know, let's see what you got, William.
Well, just pretty much sitting here listening to you, and I agree with everything you say. The thing is that Patrick Mahomes is him, Josh Allen, uh, Justin Herbert. Um, these guys are the future of the league, and they're not going away anytime soon. So for teams to be able to beat them, they're gonna have to figure out exactly how to beat a healthy Chiefs team, how to beat a healthy Bills team, how to beat a healthy Chargers team. Because these guys, I could they're going to be they're probably going to be top 5 quarterbacks for their entire careers. I cannot see any one of those three falling off. One thing I was looking at while you were talking is so evidently Odell Beckham Jr. had a walkthrough of Buck's facility today, and there's a lot of speculation that that he may just decide to uh, skip both the Giants and the Saints walkthrough and sign with Tampa. Right now, he's not really a. I don't know if he is a necessity or not, but definitely having him on the roster would not hurt. Especially with uh, our depth problem at wide receiver.
Yeah, and just to add to that, um, I think looking at this secondary and this Chiefs games, and again, you have to go game by game and stuff like that until there's a history behind the greatness. So I'm not there yet, but um, you know, based on that alone, you have to be real mindful of all of that because it is. So secondary wise, we were out of position so many different times, and
Yeah,
guys was running free. Well, I'm nobody. I'm just a guy that loves sports and that hosts sports shows every week for the last 7 8 years. But from a coach's standpoint, as a defensive coach, your job is to teach everybody the proper technique pre-snap. No matter what defense we run, they either playing 12, 10 to 15 yards off of them, or they're playing right in their face. And they're not good at, bump and run and stuff like that. So, um, jeez, I lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, hold on. It's so strong, man. If you see my face on this camera, that's that. Oh, oh, that's that bitter beer face. Uh, yeah, but again, secondary was stressed the whole night, and I'm already not confident in a few players on the back end of secondary, and it was just effortless. So we'll see how that all go. Yeah. So yeah, man, but they didn't do a good job of covering. They didn't do a good job of just properly setting up players for um, or people properly setting up for the Big Bang, known as the Kansas City Chiefs. So we got some work to do. Got to go back to the drawing board and see what's up from there. So
well, my biggest question is Todd Bowles mindful enough to actually go back to the drawing board, or is he one of those coaches that is set in his ways?
well, definitely got
Because
to be better. Definitely got to be Got to be better.
Well, and this is another question I want to raise because we know that he is the one calling the defensive plays and everything like that. Is this a case um where maybe he needs to rethink actually having an actual defensive coordinator calling plays?
Hmm.
Because I mean, we see time and time again head coaches that are great coordinators and they get that head coaching job, and but yet they still want to play coordinator.
Yeah.
And in my experience, there's very few times that has actually worked out. You have those coordinator positions for a reason. And, to me, I believe that all head coaches should utilize
Yeah, some of them don't like to use them. Other ones do. They don't bother me, a whole lot. So,
them. But again, those are just my opinions about everything. And listeners, that's really all we're giving. We're giving our opinions. They
yeah.
they mean absolutely nothing. They really do. It's just how we see things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, we're at the top of the hour here. We'll continue this conversation here, but before we do, we're going to take another break before we get into the back end. This is all, ball handling. So, all right. Let's see here. Um, hmm, um, all right. So, yeah, we're at 11. Boss Hall probably is not going to make it tonight. He said he would try, but let me see. Hmm. All right. So, you normally Boss Hall do the fantasy football stardom and sit-ems. So we're gonna get that done for each and every deal here. So let's go. Car. All right. All right. I guess let me see. Probably end up cutting this stream. Mm, yeah, let's see. So yeah, that's gonna suck. All right, so we're at the top of the hour, and we're gonna take a quick break, come back, and jump into. Actually, we kind of did earlier, but it wasn't the whole thing. But jump into it. So Once we take this break, we're gonna come back for the home stretch, and then about 11, 30ish, we'll be out of here. This is Rat Pack Sports. All right, so let's take a break, and then we're gonna come back on the other side. This is a Rat Pack Sports Show, live Rat Pack Radio, WRPR. We will be right back. Where we at? Oh man, what the? All right. We are back. We are live, Rat Pack Radio, WRPR. In the building, another week, bringing you the best is in sports talk and entertainment, folks. And we're nearly the end of the show here. Just the last, segment or so. And Bus Hall was, gracious enough to bring us the Rat Pack Sports Show Fantasy Football starts and 6 for the week. And you guys can head over to the apps and you can listen there. You can download it, do whatever. Download now, listen to it later, whatever you want to do. So let me see. Where we at? You know what? Tired. Been a long day, long couple weeks. And then when I get tired, I get angry and aggravated quickly. Um, hmm, yeah. All right, so we're back, and we got fantasy football starting six. I think we lost Mister. We actually no, I got him muted. So let me unmute. Let me unmute him. I think I have him muted. Yeah. Yeah. I got my guy muted. I figured something was going on, but yeah, man. I'm getting long winded, so I'm not gonna stay that much longer. But what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, we will. We'll article will be going up on the page for where is this? Shoot, I'm losing my train of thought. Got a couple different things.
You're starting to get tired, Debo.
You know how it is, man. When I get tired, bro, and there's two things that happen when I get tired. Number one, I get like disoriented, so I just can't focus on one thing, and what I'm trying to focus on, I can't even focus on that. I'm not like real tired right now, but I can tell it's coming. So in about another 30 minutes, it's gonna be night time. You ready to go night? But you know, then I also when I get like uh as I'm getting more tired and I'm fighting it off and trying to stay awake, I get so disoriented that I start getting mad because I can't function. I can't function. I can't remember nothing. Uh and it's upsetting and I'll be so tired to like I'm just like, you know, and this be me my own doing because sometimes I can just lay down and go to sleep, but I'll be trying to do stuff and get stuff done before I go to sleep, and I can't even finish that, and I just be like, oh man, forget it, bump it, I'm going to sleep. So
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you're not doing the show, like on any other night, but let's say Sunday.
Yeah.
What time do you usually go to bed?
Well, I watched the whole Sunday night game, so it's not till after that game go off. I always watch the whole Sunday night game. So
Okay, so but Sunday night football that's usually been like ending at roughly about this time
yeah.
and everything. So like on like nights where you're not like on like a Monday or Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
What time are you usually in bed?
Well, bro, you don't even want to know. Like I stay up late. Like I stay up late because if I go to bed too early, then I wake up like throughout the night and can't sleep straight through the night. So I purposely, stay up a little bit later than normal people. So when I do go to sleep, when I lay down, my head hit the pillow, I'll sleep in less than like 5 minutes. I don't like to go to bed before I'm like that, that tired because I'll just stay
Well,
up.
the reason I was asking is because when your body gets used to a certain routine, and like going to sleep, your body starts shutting down at that, and 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 honestly, I think that's what happens with you.
is that it's about 11:30 every night. Your body's like, okay, well, it's time to wind down and everything, so it starts shutting stuff off,
Hey,
which
you
is
might
why
be
it makes your
right.
heart rate.
Eh, and I be fighting hard, boy. I'm telling you, I be fighting hard. So sometimes, and this is funny. Actually, I'm live and there's no picture. I forgot to turn the picture on after the
Yeah.
after the break. So we're gonna turn the picture back on for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna be out of here. But you normally, I would go, you know, when I'm real tired, and the jump be kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, dude, just go to sleep. So I'll just I'll just fight until I just you know, can't do it anymore. And when I get like that, like I said, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I'm out of there. Like, my wife, she jokes and laugh with all the time at me because I could literally just go to sleep like anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can sleep comfortably uh anywhere, and she can't fall asleep like that. Like, but me, I could be on the couch, um, playing the Xbox, and then just be out of there. 1 second I'm playing, and then the next second I still got the joystick in my hand, but I'm asleep. And she'll wake me up, and then I'll get up, start playing the game like I never even went to sleep. It's the uh, most craziest junk ever, man. But I'm not there yet. Uh, right now I'm just kind of, you know, I'm forgetting stuff because I'm trying to remember names. I'm not really forgetting stuff. I'm not disoriented because I'm tired yet, but I know it's coming, so I can't be on the air that much longer because I'll be out of there. I'll definitely be out of there. But I like to do this video, and my buddy Mike, I got a story to tell you. So y'all know, uh, I coach, girls basketball, and I do the whole travel ball and AAU during the summer months and stuff like that. So my buddy Mike, he's one of my assistant coaches, but it's my best friend. We like brothers. So we on the road trip at a tournament, and me and him got this thing. Nicholas Lane will know what it is because he's an NBA dude. But how many of y'all ever heard Kawhi Leonard laugh?
Yes.
Okay, you've heard the Kawhi Leonard laugh before. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
all right, so I done got it down pretty good where I could just do it like on command. And one time I called him on the phone, left like a voice message on his voicemail, and you know this is how I go. Me and him had this thing. We both around the same age, maybe like 2 years apart, and we grew up in the 80s and the 90s. If you're 80s and the 90s, baby, all about the freestyle, music that was coming out back then with, the skating rink and the dance music, the Stevie B, the Jets. We just recently went to one of their concerts, the Freestyle Explosion concert. But me and him like huge Stevie B fans. I'm finna give y'all something y'all don't know. Me and him, uh, huge Stevie B fans. So one of the songs, uh, what's the name of the song? Party Your Body or something like that. I can't remember the actual name of the song, but when the song come on, the beat is like, you know, dun 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 dun. That's like the main song. So this how the voicemail went. I wish I had the audio so I could just play it, but I'm gonna have to do it by I'm gonna have to do it here live on the air. So you guys about to get some comedy here. So I called him, leave a message. The message goes just like this. I didn't say nothing. The message goes just like this. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's my Kawhi Leonard laugh. So
Oh man.
one day
Damn.
we sitting in the well, I'm passed out sleep. This is after one of tournaments all day long. I'm passed out sleep on the couch. Well, and he's like sitting next to me. I don't even know what time of the night it is. So he started playing my voicemail. He starts playing my voicemail, and out of a dead sleep, I'm out of dead sleep. I wake up, and I just say, "Hey," I just like, man, who was that? That sounded like Kawhi Leonard. And then I realized what it was, and I said, "Oh, that was me." And man, we just bust out laughing. We laughed for probably about 20 minutes in the middle of the night. It could have been like 2:30 in the morning. I don't know. But the jump was so funny. And I'm still like half asleep. We laughing, half asleep. And then, it was so funny. Like maybe in between, like every 5 minutes or so, he'll like giggle, and as soon as he start giggling, we'll just bust out laughing again. It's kind of an inside joke. So if you don't know, like, how we like communicate, me and him communicate, then you wouldn't even find it, that funny. But to us, it was the most hilarious thing ever. And it still is. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. When you gotta do one of them inside jokes going on, you like dying laughing, and everybody looking at you like, dude, what's so funny, bro? I ain't, I don't even know that ain't even that funny. Yeah, you don't know the inside. You don't know the inside joke to, what we got going on. So, but that was funny, man. So one of these days, I'm gonna find that audio, and I'm gonna find a way to play it on the air. I probably have to, play it through my phone and just put my phone up to, the microphone, or just plug it into like a line in source or something like that to get it to play. But one of the most funniest things ever, man. And one of these nights he'll probably call in. He's a huge he's a football and a basketball fan, but basketball is like his sport. So we talk sports all day long. When we have conversations, most of the conversations is about sports. So I'm gonna get him on here one day and have him join us and talk a little bit of anything. I'll probably just get him on for as long as he can stay on the air. So dude funny, but I may break out the the Kawhi Leonard laugh. Yeah. So my daughter, she she know about the Kawhi Leonard Lab too, and we was at a tournament, and we was all like just joking around and laughing and stuff, and out of nowhere, I just like bust out the Kawhi Leonard laugh, but I did it like at a, I'm like was yelling, like belting it out, where it's like echoing off the walls, and everybody, turning around, looking at me, and some of the players just turned around and said, "Coach, you're so embarrassing." It is kind of embarrassing, dude. I mean, if a lot of people don't really know, and you just laughing like that, and they think you laugh like that. So let me see if I can find it. I don't know. I might have rehooked this thing up to where you can hear this audio, William. Let me know if you can
All right.
you can hear this audio when I play it, but let me see if I can get it on here. I'm gonna have to unmute this because I got the browser muted. So if you can hear it, bro, I'm gonna really be happy, because that was one of the things that for a long time I couldn't figure out, because I could hear you guys could hear me, but when I played some from my from the browser on the computer, you guys couldn't hear it. So let's see if you guys can hear it. People probably listening on the other end could hear it, but here it is.
Yourself, and what would you like people to know about you?
This is Kawhi Leonard.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you couldn't hear that, could you?
No, sir.
See, I don't know why I do that. I still ain't figured that out, but you'll hear it on the playback. Oh yeah, you'll hear it on the playback. Yeah, that's funny, man. The Kawhi Leonard laugh. That is vintage, classic. You can literally laugh for like days, just listening to this dude laugh. Funny. It's been 20 minutes and we haven't even said anything about sports. Matter of fact, I don't even know where he's at.
Yeah. You was talking about having some of your friends call in and everything. One guy that I would really like to call back in and everything was the guy that you had on the night of the draft.
Oh, my man, Bird Marcus. Yeah, I'm gonna get him back on.
Let me tell you what, that dude is one of the most knowledgeable individuals that I have ever talked to. I mean, the man can carry on a conversation, and he knows what he's talking about. And you know what? In this day and age, that is so difficult to find. But no, I actually thoroughly enjoyed our conversation on draft night.
Yeah, he just kind of called in, man. He really didn't have no intention on being on that long. He was listening to the draft show, and he actually just called in and like asked a few questions, and then he ended up spending the whole draft show on with us, which was cool. He enjoyed it. He liked it. He was like, man, I'm gonna call in again some other time. And me and him always talking because we both had season tickets to the Bucks. He still has his. I gave mine up the year before we got Brady. So but he still has his season tickets. So me and him, we chatted up quite a bit when we see each other about football, basketball. I mean, he's a huge basketball fan. He played basketball. Dude was probably one of the most freakish athletes I ever seen in my life on the basketball court. It wasn't even fair how high this dude could jump. Unlike that's why I mean, what's crazy is we call him Bird, but that's his actual last name, which is fitting because when he was at the peak of his, at the peak of his game, this dude had like a 40-something inch vertical and could literally jump over anybody. And if he was on the run when he left the ground, if he was off the run and jumped off of one leg, dude, I've never seen nobody jump this high. Never. And I've seen a lot of people over the years, playing basketball, get off the ground. Nobody never got off the ground like this dude ever. That I've seen or played against, played with. It was fitting. Like, Birdman. I mean, before Birdman was a thing, this dude was doing it. But he's great friend of mine. Me and him been friends for 30. Let's see. I've been out of high school 97, 25 years. I've been out of high school 25 years now. So I met him while I was still in high school.
When did you graduate from high school?
97.
Oh, okay. Okay, so me and you graduated high school around the same time. I graduated in 98.
Okay, yeah. So you was a year behind. Yeah. Yeah, but this dude, man, straight up, one of the highest jumpers. And he knew it. Like I used to tell him all the time, bro, if you leave the ground, I'm just not even going to attempt to challenge you because I know I'm getting dunked on. And I wasn't afraid.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid to go up and smash anybody ball up against the backboard. I was that type of, competitor when I played. I was blocking everything. But certain people I knew, if the opportunity came, I'm not even trying. Luckily, it never came because, we most of the time we were playing with each other. And when we did play against each other, he had enough respect for me to know, like, around the basket, it wasn't happening. So I'm going to foul him. We boys, but I'm fouling the crap out of you. You're not dunking on me. So that's just how I was. Like, some of my friends, family, bro. We play hard like that. People don't compete like that anymore. Oh, that's my friend. I don't want to hurt him. That's my friend. No, you're on the other team. Sorry. That's the way my mentality was. Me and my cousin, he graduated a year after I did. We never got a chance to play against each other, even though our schools did play each other a couple times, but either I wasn't playing that game or he wasn't playing. So we never played against each other, but we brag and talk all the time about, boy, if I'd have played you on the football field, I'd have knocked you out the game. And he wasn't joking. Because if I'd have got a chance to hit him, I'd have tried to clean him up too. That's just how competitive, we was. It didn't matter. After the game, we cool, but once the game start between them lines, I'm looking at you just like I look at somebody on the other team I don't know. Matter of fact, I want to hit you harder than them because I want you to remember. So every time we hang out, I can say, you know what, remember that time I knocked you out, and you'll never forget it. That's the mentality that I had. When I played, I wasn't about none of that friendly stuff. I was all about business. Too nowadays it's too much about friends, and I want to play with my friends and all this and that. All my friends went to all the good schools. All the schools around in this area that was real good when I was playing. They was at those schools, and I was at measly old Pinellas Park High School, who was just coming off of like a 33, 33 losing streak. Uh, and everybody used to be like, "Man, you should transfer. You should transfer. Come to school. Come over here with me." And I was like, "Nah, I don't want to play with you. I want to beat you, bro. I don't want to play with you." So, I had the opportunity to transfer to schools, but I wasn't trying to hear that. My goal was to beat all them jokes, and by the time I became a senior, guess what? We beat all of them. All the powerhouse schools in the county, we beat them my senior year, except for our rival. We lost that game, but everybody else, the only two losses we had was Clearwater High School and Jefferson, which they was in Tampa. So other than that, we were blowing everybody out by 30. Easy money. But
Easy money.
that's how it was, man. That's how it was, and I wish it was still like
I
that.
mean,
But
yes, I mean, get that, like we said, time sport definitely changed. I mean, me and the players on our high school baseball team, we also played, we also played, like Little League at the same time, and we all weren't on the same like Little League teams or Senior League, whatever you want to call it. We were on different teams, and we never wanted to play with each other. We wanted to play against each other because we wanted to establish, like our claim to fame and all that. So, I mean, a couple of us, we played on the same team from time to time, but most of the time we were kind of those of us that played both high school and Little League at the same time. I don't ever remember being on the same team with any of the other guys. But I mean, again, that's just the way it was. Like you said, we were not trying to be like, oh, that's my friend, I'm going to go easy on him. No, because if you went easy, like if I went easy on him pitching and he strikes one out of the park, you don't think that he's not gonna remind me every time he sees me, hey, you remember that 225 or that 300-foot home run I hit off of you and all that? No, you think I want to go through an entire season like that? No, I'm trying to get you out. I am trying to strike you out.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I completely relate.
Yeah, so real quick, man, before we get out of here, how you looking on the fantasy?
Man, you know what, we ain't gonna talk, we ain't gonna talk about that, because one of my teams is like three and one, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the other one is like 1 and 3.
Yes,
Hold on a second here.
I'm in four different leagues, and one of my teams are both in two leagues. I got two teams that's 1 and 3, and then in the let's see, in the Rat Pack, where is it? Is it?
Yeah. I'm 3 and 1 and 1 and 3.
So I'm 3 and 1 in the main Rat Pack league. I'm 3 and 1. I just lost my first game this past week, and then in the second league, I might be like 1 and 3. So injuries play a big part in that.
Oh, for sure.
Also, so and then I don't even have my running backs are weak, but let me get it's probably why I lost last week. I had Mike Evans. I didn't even have Mike Evans in the lineup. And normally I don't even take players on the same team of a hometown team, but I had to because I was all left for the other receivers. But I did take a pull on DeAndre Hopkins, and I think he should be getting ready to come back soon. Ain't it? Then he get what he got 6 games.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so once he gets back, man, my receiver position is going to be for at least for that team. My receivers
Well,
going to be good.
my biggest Achilles heel was drafting Kyle Pitts
Yeah, why you got?
as my starting tight end. Man, look, I've not already got him off of one of my teams and everything like that. The dude is just he's been very lackluster, so to say.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and head out of here. So it's almost midnight here, and I gotta get myself ready for a work day tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know Boss Hog wasn't able to make it, but we do have week 5 of the fantasy football started and sits. Those will be flying up here as soon as I get out the air. Oh, now I'm yawning. Now I get those up, posted, and then I'll share the links, all over the place so you guys can come in and check them out. So with that being said, it's always appreciate you guys, everybody for listening, and Nicholas Lane for calling in. Obviously, you already know Mr. William Graves. Appreciate you calling in as well. But we're gonna get
Always.
out of here for the night. Be on the lookout for the fantasy football article here. It'll be, coming out pretty quickly. If I don't get it up today, guaranteed it'll be up tomorrow, regardless. So, with that being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and We'll catch everybody on the flip side. This is Rap Passport Show. We signing out. Peace.
You really need to get into it. Have some confidence to lift the lid. Feel with their all let it burn. Tonight, no light. Out of the window slowly, shall get thoughts of flowing mind. Inside, should care to smile instead, but when that cold is bad.